So how was your wedding day?
It was glorious.
Our wedding days, it was very beautiful. The weather is so perfect. January 14, 2017 in Eden Bliss. It was a garden wedding, right?
Yes, and the weather was like
The
this.
weather was amazing. I was telling Eric, when my mom and my dad saw the wedding, they was so like, they can't believe it. Because in the Philippines, it's very rare people do big weddings. It's not even our tradition. It's even now when I'm seeing people do it. But in the Philippines,
Before.
you just do a simple wedding. Like what do you call that? The one you're doing
IG?
With legal kind of.
Yeah, AG
AG.
kind of wedding.
You just do the certification. There's someone who you get your witnesses. That's it. So my mom and my dad, they didn't even expect it. Like, wow, that wedding, So there's a time I was telling Eric in Dubai, let's just do a simple wedding so that we can get married now. We don't have to, you don't want us to compromise because of those kind of temptation. Eric was telling me, no, God showed me, or is it
God showed me. We came
him
back
that
and
we
did a
will
wedding.
have a big wedding.
And Kikuyus don't have small weddings.
Oh yeah,
You know
he told
that.
me.
I know that.
I mean, or even Kenyans, when we do wedding, we want to walk down the aisle. We want to call everyone. So you can imagine I'm a Kikuyu, I've brought someone who looks like Grace. And I just want to do an AG. Italeta shida. My mom, in fact, it was supposed to be, you were asking about the wedding. The wedding was supposed to be
card.
150 cards only. 150 people.
And how many attend?
My mom is from PCA. How many people do you think will come? It was, by the time I told her, please, mom, choose only a few. 100. She had already chosen 100. My sisters were not included. Their children were not included. That's just one. Na sisi bado hatujaleta watu,
Relatives.
So relatives bado, So you can imagine how crazy it was. So at the end of the day, we decided, because you were asking about how the marriage was, right? So we came back to Kenya. When we came to do the wedding, there were boxes of cards that were supposed to be supplied, given to people who would be, coming to the wedding. As it was mepeanwa. So that was the day I decided, you know what, let's just let everyone come.
comes.
And that was a miracle in itself, because it brought a lot of blessings.
Okay.
And unajua wale wa mama wa PCA, wale wa machama,
I know.
wanakujaga na bahasha no.
Because
Sasa
of that.
Where did you go to honeymoon?
So now, because of that, we get a lot of blessing. I mean,
we did not have
finances.
money for honeymoon.
We didn't have the money for honeymoon. We were to just stay in that hotel. What about the
For 2
Swiss?
days only. Yeah,
Swiss.
Swiss hotel.
Only
yeah.
for one night.
Two nights.
2 nights.
Yeah.
And then now, that's it.
Okay.
But now, God provided for us. We went to
Through our
Masai
mama wa
Mara.
PCA.
Masai Mara.
We went to Masai Mara. It was also my first time to go to Masai Mara. It was amazing. Yeah, I think I love those hotels and the food, the way the Masai people are dancing. Yeah, I think I've never seen like that in
You've
my
never
life.
seen anything like
It was really amazing.
You
It
don't
was
have Masais in the
So,
Philippines.
after wedding, After wedding, where next?
yeah. So after our wedding, we went back to Dubai,
Just
Why?
like in the dream.
just like in the gym for work. And the plan is to stay there, work 3 years, save. But I
Come
think
get babies.
later on we wanted to be there for at least 3 years. And we want to enjoy one another. You see, when the baby comes, now responsibility, children. Just like what the Bible says, many are the plans in the man's heart, but it's God's will that will prevail. After 8 months, after 8 months, we were shocked I'm pregnant. And we were like, now
was
the
not the
dynamics
plan.
changed. Now
Wow,
plans
yes.
changed.
So after wedding 2017, you went back to Dubai, right?
Dubai. So after 8 months of marriage now, is now when I get
She got
pregnant.
Okay.
Not part of the plan.
Yeah, it was not part of the plan. Now we were thinking like, wow, now we were still we were to save fast. What do we do now? Then even Eric was telling me, there's a time Eric was telling me, why don't we do this? You go back to Kenya or to the Philippines 3 months, then I'm coming, I'll come so that we can save. I told him that's not what we agreed. We agreed when we leave Dubai together.
Together.
Wherever you are, I'm going with you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be with you wherever God is going to take you. So, we were like, wow. Eric tried to, the company where we are working, they don't give the benefits for families or for now married couples.
Unless you have a very high position.
Unless you have a very high position. So now, wow, we're getting the struggle for going for clinics, medical.
They even
benefits,
withdrew our antenatal clinics.
antenatal
And
clinics. So
it's expensive, so that's your medical cover. Yeah, so it was hard.
So now, God told already Eric that, I'm taking you guys now back to Dubai to do ministry, evangelism. So, but now
But
you
we
see,
refused.
but now you see now later on, you when you're not yet, it's not the path that you want to take. You wrestle with God sometimes. So now we were like, oh, maybe we can still stay in Dubai. We go look for another job. So we tried to apply for other jobs, but God really shut those doors. So now we were like, what? This is the time. And the funny thing, I was like, I didn't expect it a lot because the plan was the very next year we do our wedding in the Philippines, right? Because my mom and my dad didn't manage to come. And I was there. Now Eric was like, what? No, I don't think we can manage to go to the Philippines for that wedding. And I was like, no, Lord, this one, we have to. He haven't seen my mom and my dad personally, yet he got the blessing because we had prayed and fast about it. So he got the blessing. That's why we get married in Kenya fast. So this time I was like, God, no, Lord, Eric needs to see my family fast. After he see my family, we see our family in me, I don't mind. If I settle in Kenya, I live there now forever, I don't mind. As long as he met my family first, we go there fast. We prayed, the Lord make a way for us. 2018 when we resigned, January.
So you resigned in 2018?
2018 we
January.
resigned, January.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, January 18 now we flew all the way to the Philippines fast
Okay.
before going back to Kenya
Wow.
for at least 18 days. 18 days, right?
Yeah, 18 days.
Our first vacation, yeah.
Okay. Eric, now in 2018, it was your first time going to Philippines.
Mm.
How was it?
Ah,
Reaction, what shocked you?
it was hot.
Reaction from family,
It was
seeing you
hot.
for the first time.
By the way, they received us very well.
Yeah.
I did not sense any hatred. I did not sense at all. In fact, I mean, the mom was so welcoming, cooked for me, treated me like a son.
They pick us up from the
They
airport.
picked us from the airport. It was amazing.
Uh-huh.
It was amazing. So it's only that I remember when we got to the house, and I had eaten a lot, so I needed to visit the toilet.
Culture shock.
Yeah, that was a culture shock for me. So it was very funny. It was very funny. So we get to the house, we eat. Filipinos love to eat. So we've been eating everywhere in the airport, on the plane, at the airport. We got home, we ate. So my stomach was full. So I needed to go to the toilet. So I'm like, love, can I get the tissue?
And mom told us,
Can I
"Make
get
sure
the
you
tissue?
go through tissue."
Your mom was actually saying, no, we don't use tissues. She says, we don't use tissues. I was like, Grace had not told me that.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know. So I was like, love, I need a tissue. Your mom was like, no, we don't use tissue. So what I did is I told Grace, Grace, go get me a tissue. So Grace sneaked out, went, bought a tissue, came back. So we had to wait for the mom to go to the bedroom. I took the tissue, went to the toilet.
And then we used
So the
water.
thing is, they use water
And soap.
and soap.
We wash
Okay.
directly.
Yeah, they use, even in Dubai, they do the same. But in Dubai, you have tissue and you have water,
So you have option.
right? You have so you use those two. In the Philippines, they use water. They also use water and soap and tissue, but the tissue you don't throw inside the toilet.
Why?
They say it will
way-
block
the way
the
the
toilet. The way the
government,
government, I don't know, it's just
They
something.
say it will
Yeah,
block.
Yeah, the drainage system, they actually say it
Yeah.
will block, so you have to respect that, So there's a big plastic bin there. You throw the tissue there, okay?
They use tissue.
They
you
use
throw it in the
tissue,
bag?
yes. Then the rest you clean yourself. So I personally felt it was, it's the issue is only if only you could throw the tissue in the toilet, that would be very good, I would adapt to that because it's very hygienic.
Yeah.
When you clean yourself with water and soap, it's amazing. So, but that for me was new in the sense that you throw the tissue in the garbage bin. Like, how, but you have to
so
adapt.
challenging for
It
you.
was hard for me, and but I had to adapt that for 18 days. Yeah, that was the only thing.
majani.
And then also, I forgot tea. Sao kubeba majani yangu ya chai.
How was
I struggled.
There it's powdered
They
milk.
powdered milk,
Or
coffee milk.
Oh.
Or they take a lot of coffee. So getting tea, ngumu, like, you know, chai.
Even the fresh one.
For 18 days was torment for me because I'm a tea
they
person.
don't keep like a
They have tea bags, Lipton. They're called Lipton.
Milk.
For me, that was a bit challenging only. But yeah. So anyway, the heat was crazy. It was really hard for me. The heat was crazy.
And that time it was
Philippines,
hot when we went
yeah, when we went there, it was very hot. Philippines is the only place where I know you're in the house using AC,
And it's
aircon,
raining.
fan. It's raining heavily outside.
wow.
Yeah, it's humid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after 80 days in Philippines, where next?
We came back to Kenya.
To settle now.
Yeah, to settle in Kenya. But the experience in the Philippines was amazing. It was really amazing. We didn't get to travel much because she was pregnant at the time, so they had told us not to travel a lot. But the people are just amazing.
Amazing.
I'm telling you the truth.
Okay.
The honest, sincere truth. Those
Okay.
people are amazing.
Yeah.
But we came back to Kenya, and we
settled now.
we didn't even settle. We went to my mom's place.
Okay.
We stayed at my mom's place because
I
I
need
wanted
to
Grace
learn.
to,
Yeah, I
So-
needed to learn,
Connect
you
with the
know.
family.
Yeah, connect with the family. I needed to learn how to cook Kenyan food. Well, me, I have no idea. So they were training me. Eric's sister, my sister-in-laws, Shosho, even his brother, because his brother is also a good cook. So, you know, that interaction is also helping me, you know, how the Kenyan culture work. It's very new to me.
Okay.
So
and she was pregnant.
I
Yeah,
was pregnant,
Okay.
38 weeks.
yeah.
38 weeks.
Oh, but that time now maybe like 34 before, because now it's April when I was
Yeah.
38 weeks. So now the only thing is, you know, after 2 months of staying in Kenya, I had an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were staying in my mother-in-law's place.
Yeah.
It's a maisonette. You see, those maisonettes usually have those very, what do you call it?
Stairs.
Yeah, those kinds of stairs. And I won't forget, because it was April 1st.
April 1st,
April
Yeah,
Fool's
April
Day.
1st,
19.
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
So we came back after 2 months. I had at 7 o'clock at night from after coming from church. So a friend of ours visited Hashem, and I was like, I look up there and I was like, I need to get the vim. I wanted to clean the choke,
Yeah.
the toilet.
Yeah.
So I said, let me go up. But now I look up there, the light is off. But I still went up. So now when I'm going to clean the joint, I realized, I forgot the vim. I turn, is when now I miss, I don't
Like 4 or 5
like
steps.
yeah, like four steps, and I fell. And you know, the way I fell was so bad that my bone protrude. Yeah, and it was a very bad accident, because now I was calling Eric. I was telling him, blah blah blah, come and check me, because I don't know if I'm bleeding. You
And
know,
you're pregnant,
I'm
yeah.
pregnant. So I think the one that even scared me the most is, you know, my pregnancy.
But then
Because
you
I
only
think
screamed for the baby.
yeah, because
Check
of the
baby.
miscarriage. I didn't even think about my leg. Now, when they were putting me on the sofa, Eric found, so the
bone had moved
the
up.
bone had moved up. So I was in pain. I think that was the most craziest time of my life. Like, I've never experienced such pain, and you know, it was very crazy for me because I'm pregnant, and then at the same time, that injury, you know, Eric was holding my leg all through. Every time it's going to move, I'm just screaming. I'm just screaming, and it was at night. That was at night when you guys were taking me to
the hospital.
Huruma Nursing.
Yeah.
And we went there. There was no orthopedics. There was no doctor that can assist me. We have to move to another hospital. What do you call that hospital?
Nairobi.
Nairobi Women. We were there
And they
until
can't put her on strong medication.
because of the
painkillers,
pregnancy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So they cannot put me those
She
painkillers.
experienced the wrath. Yeah.
So we were there. We were waiting. They said the orthopedics have not yet come. We were there till the next day. I was in pain. I was in
5:30.
pain. I will have to tell Eric to hold my leg here, and it was so crazy. The very next day we had to move to another hospital called Coptic. That with that pain.
All those hours,
All
the
those
two hospitals,
hours.
Yeah.
no one attended you?
She
Yeah.
was not attended. Actually, they wanted, they said that they have to remove the baby in order for them to
Do a
What,
surgery.
operate the leg.
Like they
Okay.
they wanted me to do a cesarean, and it's not yet time. The baby's okay because there are those doctor who will check the heartbeat of the baby. But I was really concerned about. We were so concerned about Zion, about the baby now.
It was because of the injection, the
Anesthesia.
anesthesia. So they said if they inject the anesthesia on her spine,
The blood will not
the
circulate.
blood will not circulate. The baby will not get oxygen.
Okay.
So I don't know how true that is, but
Yeah.
he's a doctor. He knows best. So they say the best. So we asked for an option because we don't want to remove the baby. This pain here, then another pain on the leg, and when you're pregnant, when you have an injury on the leg and you're very heavy, you've added weight, and you on top of that you have a baby who's also heavy, and you have an injured leg. That is crazy,
Yeah.
and you're in pain.
Because
Yeah.
the upper weight is too much.
It's too much, so you can't bear enough. So, so I asked them, "Can you give us an alternative?" That was now in another the Nairobi women. So we asked for an alternative. They said, "No, we have to do this," and then it was expensive. It was 200 at the time. They said it was 200K. So we had like 100 only. So when they said we have to remove the baby, I was like, "No, alternatives they don't have." So I told them, "You're not going to remove the baby. So I started doing research, calling hospitals, and then Coptic told us we can bring her there. So I took her to Coptic. So it's not a distance, Karibu. So we went there. The doctor came, checked on her leg, put it back because it was literally ilikuwa protrude inje. So and she's pregnant, and the guy just pulled the leg, twisted it, and pop, it went back. And then now he put the the cast. Hey, the scream. She screamed. I will never forget. It was so scary. But anyway, so she was told to come back after a week.
They have given
7
us the
days.
alternative to put the injection.
Yeah,
on
so
the
at least for them, they gave us an alternative. They told us if what we can do is we will numb your knee downwards.
so that the baby will
You understand?
not
So it
affect.
doesn't affect the baby.
But
So
no.
that's April 2nd. April 2nd at night, we were at home because we were discharged. We came back home on the 2nd, right? At night around 1 or
No,
2.
after 2 days now because Zen came April 5th. I gave birth.
Oh yeah,
April
sorry.
5th,
On the
like,
4th.
We had
On
to
the
go back
4th.
to Huruma.
On the 4th, no, on the 5th at 2 a.m. in the morning, she started bleeding. So as we are thinking, this is a miscarriage, right? So my mom comes out, says, huyu ni mtoto anakuja. And the baby was to come in March,
And now it's
April 5th. Yes, the baby was to come April 28th or 29th or March. That's what the doctor said.
And then now
So,
Zen
but
came
now
on April.
he came April 5th. You understand? So we are like, this is a miscarriage. The baby
Because
came.
I was on adult diaper. I had to be on adult diaper because now and then when you're pregnant, you tend to go to the toilet more frequently, right? Peeing. And I was like, well, I cannot still walk because of I haven't gone for the surgery. And then now Eric have to put me adult diaper. I can't walk. He has to carry me to the toilet, bath me. Now that night, I was like, wow, Eric checked and there's a blood. Even just like what he said, he thought it was a miscarriage. He called so now they rushed me again to the hospital. Just after 2 days, we went back to the same hospital
Yeah.
that we went.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. So there in the ward, they had to let Eric stay there with me and hold my leg. Because of the cast.
Yeah. The nurses actually came and said, huyu hawezi is normal.
They were telling me I
This one
can do
give
normal
birth normal.
delivery.
And Grace was like, no,
I'll push.
I will push. This baby, she was very adamant. She was very determined. So the doctor came, looked at her, said, "You sure?" An Arabic guy, yes, Egyptian. Yes. So he checked on how far the baby was, and he said, "This one is coming today," and he left. So the nurses came back, said, "You're sure?" We said, "Yes." Because Grace now is in pain, contractions ishaanza.
My leg.
So the doctor said, I told the doctor said, "You have to be here." the nurses actually said, you have to be here. I said, yeah, I have to be here. So I was the one holding her leg with
The
a
one with
cast,
the injury.
with the injury, and spreading her legs, and the other person is spreading the leg, and she's pushing the baby. She's in pain. Oh, it was bad. My spine, I felt like my spine was about to split in half because I was in one position, unajua. So, but eventually the baby came.
It was
I saw the
normal.
baby. It was just,
You know, people didn't
we
expect.
cried. We cried. That moment was amazing. Just seeing that baby come out. And,
Yeah.
that was just another special moment for me. It will always be a special moment for me. So we saw the baby, took the baby to the incubator, and then they put her to sleep. And then they, kamshona, because she was in pain, the leg and the body. So
You know, when we came back, we didn't thought we will go through those trials.
Yeah.
Because now, you know, coming back, you
From Dubai
from
now.
Dubai, we were there, we were serving, we were doing the work of the Lord. Now you're
Newly
wondering,
married.
yeah,
Newly
newly
married.
married, you're wondering what is happening. Then now here, we just came, I just gave birth, right? I just came from giving birth. I haven't gone for the surgery. After a while, Zion was found out with what do you call
we
this?
found she had a very
He
severe
had
jaundice.
very severe jaundice.
You know, where the eyes are yellow.
So the kid needs to be our child now needs to be taken to the incubator. So now we realize we have to go back again to the hospital, and
Waited again for 2 weeks. in
and
the
you know
hospital.
that time I was in the wheelchair. I haven't gone for the surgery. We didn't have the enough funds. So even I remember the time we were sitting on the small room there in in Huruma. We used to stay in a small room.
Small room,
And Eric will wonder like now where are we going to get the funds,
Oh, the fund.
yeah. Yeah, we had already consumed our funds, the savings. Yeah, the ones we were to
do a
survive on.
business.
Yeah.
But God is faithful, because even the NHIF we ended up paying only 60K.
It's even the
Yeah,
Lord.
so it was God